All right, everybody, Bryce here, coming at you with another real quick crypto market update. What a week it's been, what a month January was. Happy February, the month of love. Hopefully crypto gets a little love this month. But let's kind of break down what I'm seeing and where I think the market's going to be headed and what's really been driving prices. So for starters, Bitcoin had a down month. Ethereum had an even more down month. Solana, again, further down the market cap spectrum, had a worse month. And coins furthest out the risk spectrum, like small caps, mid caps, had an even worse month. So this has kind of been par for the course in what's unfortunately a little bit of a crypto bear market. The market topped out for Bitcoin around 126K. Last I checked, we're at $78,700 per Bitcoin. And, finding a little bit of a bounce, finding a little bit of a floor. We hit as low as 74, maybe even $73,000 per coin, which is almost a double bottom, basically, from where we were at the tariff tantrum lows back in April. So we are teetering on support. We have a lot of ground to make up. Two interesting things that I thought are worth relaying is that we broke below MicroStrategy's cost basis, which was $76,000. So that has some interesting dynamics going on. There's a lot of FUD, a lot of fear. And in fact, the fear and greed index is down at 14. And we also broke below the ETF buyers sort of volume weighted average cost basis as well, which is right around $87,000. So basically the average volume weighted average price of buyers and sellers ever since the ETFs launched in Jan of 2024, those guys are below water as well. And so it's interesting here. In fact, January, as far as I know, was the first month on net that had outflows for the Bitcoin ETF, right? There's been days, there's been weeks where there's been net outflows, but I believe January was the first month from start to finish. It lost about $1.1 billion on net. So people were cashing out. And that basically shows you some of the capitulation that's in the market. People who have been buying and holding or trading this said, hey, I'm out. I want to wait till momentum kind of crawls back into the market. And we just haven't seen a lot of momentum. And it's going to take, a few things in order to kick us back in the right direction. What do I think could kick us back in that right direction was something that I think caused a little bit of volatility this past week was Kevin Warsh, the new Federal Reserve chairman, was just announced. And so what's interesting there was, the Fed has been losing some of its credibility, some of its independence. I mean, that's a story as old as time. And then right when he was sort of announced as the, appointee, gold and silver both dropped like 15 to 30% respectively. I thought that was really notable timing because it just shows that, gold was and silver were really running as the Fed was losing their credibility. And potentially this could insinuate that the Fed is going to be regaining some of its credibility. I don't know, just some speculation. But what I think is interesting about some of the stuff I've read about Kevin Warsh is that, again, obviously very, very big believer in bringing interest rates down. But in tandem with that, I think he's going to be running off the balance sheet a little bit more. Meaning there's not going to be this big over quantitative easing thing that inflates asset prices. So this is, I think, where the market's kind of in between a rock and a hard place because they're like, oh, we're going to get interest rates down, but there's going to be maybe less liquidity in the market. So I think people are just trying to figure out what his policy is going to be. And the initial gut reaction was kind of everybody going back and looking at his former things that he was saying and being like, is this positive or negative for asset prices? Let's go risk off until we could kind of get the sense of the situation. So there's mixed dynamics, mixed signals from this new market moving event with a new chairman. What did put in a bottom today for crypto and for many stocks I saw was the print of the ISM PMIs, the Producer Manufacturing Index, okay? So historically, this has been below 50 for several years, basically back since 2022. So when this is below 50, it shows an economy that's contracting, slowing. When it's above 50, it shows an economy that's growing and expanding in strength. And so, again, a print of 52.6, I believe it was way above consensus expectation from the street, which had it around 47 or 48, somewhere around there. So this was a huge beat. And typically, by the way, this is the highest print for this indicator that we've seen since August of 2022. So that's a big, long period of almost 3.5 years or whatever, where the market hasn't seen this expansion that typically is accompanying crypto bull markets and risk-on bull markets and stuff. So if we continue to see this expansion, the idea goes, and many people have shown online, this correlation between expanding PMIs above 50 and a expanding price in Bitcoin. So I am curious to see if that correlation, holds. It'll be, something that definitely a lot of people are going to be keeping an eye on. And so we've got PMIs, and right when that came out, Bitcoin bottomed, went from like 74, again, back to where it is around 78. So not a huge bounce because, again, there's headwinds. You can see the technicals have continued to shift downwards with the 200-day, the 50-day, the 20-day moving average. So there's just, again, mixed signals. I just don't know really how else to put it other than, things are not as bullish as they have been, but they're not as bearish, because remember, when you have this sort of exhaustion and selling, this selling in the market, it reaches a capitulation point in a sense. It reaches a point of unsustainability, like too much selling leads to exhaustion in a sense. So I think we're getting pretty close to where we can be with exhaustion in the market. Meaning after everybody who's wanted to sell has sold, who's left to sell? Not many, right? And so the trend starts to reverse a little bit. And lastly, before I let you go, there was a big meeting today at the White House, which is, I thought was super notable. The White House crypto policy advisors got two sides of the Clarity Act together in order to hash it out. Okay, so they had the crypto guys like Coinbase, Ripple, Galaxy, Multicoin, and many of these other crypto folks, and the American Bankers Association. And they were basically trying to duke it out and say, hey, what's going to be in the Clarity Act? We need to get this passed. Republicans, Democrats, we need this new architecture for the financial system, a 21st century upgrade for finance. It's going to be on blockchain. Let's come to terms. And so all the coverage and commentary that I read from that meeting was positive. I heard there were, again, a lot of very reputable CEO level figures there, policymakers, lobbyists. Hopefully they come out with an agreeable sort of bill to get this stuff passed into law, because once that happens, we're going to see an explosion of crypto products, tokenized equities, crypto everywhere. And that's going to be a really, 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 really good thing for the markets. And so I think that, again, we just got to be a little bit more patient than we thought. Crypto is a very volatile asset class, and so you get big moves. But again, I think the volatility that we saw in commodities like gold and silver are maybe psychologically preparing the mainstream folks for the volatility that we typically see in crypto to reemerge to the upside. So anyhow, I'm staying positive. I'm staying calm, cool, collected. I'm not doing any panic selling. I think this too shall pass, as we've seen. And so again, we've got some good support technically below us. That former all-time high in 2021, right around $69,000. I have a very hard time seeing us break below that. And on the upside, we've got some technical resistances that we're going to need to work through. But there's going to be incredible opportunities in the small cap and mid cap, fundamentally strong DeFi sectors, AI coins, some fun meme coins to trade. As we get a market reversal, as things start to come back up, I do foresee many, many tradable opportunities to the upside for crypto. So you just got to stick in the game and don't capitulate, and things are going to get better. Okay, so that's your crypto market update. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and we'll see you on the other side. And also, real quick, if you don't already have a service where you could get actionable market intelligence, reports, videos, newsletters, a community of over 10,000 traders. If you don't have anything like that, but you want something like that, then click that button below, because for $1, I'm going to give you a 1-week trial, okay? Come and check everything out that we have at Crypt Nation. I'm sure you're going to love it. Again, 1-week trial, $1. Come and see everything that we're working on, everything that we're doing, fundamental analysis, technical analysis, all you can eat, crypto research, and we'll see you inside.